The goal of every entrepreneur is to make consistent sales in their business. A lot of people are using social media to get the sales in their business, but they're not really being able to make it consistent sales time and time again. So today we're going to talk about exactly what you need to be doing to get consistent sales in your business. What's up, socials? Welcome back. My name is Rania and I'm here from Socialize That. And today we're going to take the simple way of making consistent sales in your business. And that is really having a sales funnel. Now, before you click off, this is not going to be complicated. This is not going to need any kind of extra, investment into software and like all these different things. It does not need that. But the reason why you actually need the funnel is because having that funnel will actually make it more consistent for you, and having a clear funnel in place will actually allow you to reassess and see where you're actually losing money and where people are leaving the funnel, and so on and so forth. Without further ado, we're going to be talking more about that today. And if I seem very excited, you should be too, because you're about to start making consistent sales using social media. Now, you know the drill. If you're here and you're already subscribed, thank you. I appreciate you so much. But if you aren't subscribed, take a minute and subscribe and hit the bell icon, because every week I'm talking about a social media topic that helps you attract, nurture, convert your audience, and really just to build strong connections with your audience and attract the right potential audience to your social media accounts to use it as a tool to make money in your business. So go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified when the new videos are live every week. So just to be clear, a sales funnel is just basically a process, but the reason why people use the funnel example is because you go from a very wide number of people to a very specific number of people buying your stuff. The funnel is basically how you're going to be attracting people into your business and how you're going to get them to convert, what are you going to create in terms of the content and stuff like that. So just imagine this, you have a funnel. At the top of the funnel you have your social media followers, thousands or hundreds or whatever number you have. That's the top part of your social media sales funnel. Then the second part is where you get even more specific, the certain number of people that are commenting, liking, saving, sharing. Then you get even more specific, the people that have converted from your social media accounts to your email list or to your next step. So if your next step is for them to direct message you, that's the next step. If your next step is for you to get them on your email list, then that would be the next step. So what's the next step in your sales funnel? And then the last part of the funnel is the people actually buying your offer. So having this in place will actually help you create more sales, and it helps you make it more consistent, because as soon as you understand how this works, things change. Let's start off with the first part. The first part is where you're actually generating the traffic into your social media accounts. This traffic could be used through paid or not paid activities. So you can use Facebook ads to get people into your social media accounts. You can use, sponsorships. You can use collaborations. You can use attraction methods that are all organic that I always talk about in my other YouTube videos, and you can check that out in my channel. But that is the first step. That is where you start off. And the reason why you start off there is because if you don't have people, on your social media accounts, you have no sales. If you're using social media as the tool to convert people, right? So you can convert people offline. You can convert people from your website. You can convert people from your email. But if we're just looking at social media, if you want to get sales only from social media, or as part of your strategy, you need to see what are the numbers, what's the conversion rate, how many people are signing up, how many people are taking the next step, how many people are buying. So that is exactly the process that we go through. So we need to pay attention to the numbers. But here, I do believe that even if you have one person in your social media accounts, that one person can convert. I look at my followers as potential clients. They are not just followers. They're not just a number, right? They're people that I connect with. There are people that I can have this immense, relationship with, that later on I can have as clients, and we can work together to build their business up. So that part, the part where you're actually getting people into your social media accounts, will differ based on the attraction strategies you're using, based on if you're going to be using paid ads or not, and based on how you're actually creating the content and if your accounts are optimized. Now, having an optimized account is super important. and how you're going to attract people is super important, because you can post from today to like 5,000 years later. And if you're posting stuff that doesn't resonate with your audience, you're wasting your time. You need to be posting things that are relevant to your audience. And I'm just going to interrupt my own video right now and just tell you that in the coming weeks, I have a mini course that's completely free that's coming out that you can benefit from, learning how to attract and use this funnel that I'm talking about today to actually monetize your audience. So if you're interested in that, go ahead in the description box and sign up there for the mini course. Now, going back to the funnel. So we just talked about the fact that you need to actually attract people into your funnel. And this is not like I just did ads and then people came in, I have 1,000 followers, that's enough. No, you're continuously getting more people into this funnel, okay? Then when you have people in your funnel, you're going to move them to the next step, which is engagement. You're going to get them to engage with you. You're going to get them to comment on your stuff, to save your stuff, to share your stuff. You're going to start asking for these different engagement actions. And the reason why you need to get engagement actions is because the people that are engaging with your stuff and the people that are commenting with your stuff are the people that are most resonating with your work. So you need to make sure that you're looking at the people that are commenting, the people that are sharing, are they your ideal customer? And if they're not, that means that the content there is not resonating with them. It's not the right kind of content to talk to the right people. So I had a client that was really talking about, like the scientific part of her coaching business and the coaching business topic. She was attracting a lot of her competition, and it wasn't really resonating with her audience because it was too sciencey. When she shifted that message, she started to attract the right people. So here you need to make sure that if you're not getting the right comments, the right shares, the right saves, the right likes, you need to go back and look into each account and just see who is there, who is commenting on my stuff, and who is sharing my stuff, and just look at the profiles. Does it fit your ideal customer? And if it doesn't, then you need to change something with your content marketing strategy. And if from the beginning you don't have a lot of comments and shares and likes and stuff like that, you need to actually look at the post and be like, would anyone actually stop? Like, if this was my newsfeed and I go through this, Instagram thing or Facebook, and I see this picture, would it make me stop to read the caption? If it doesn't, you need to shift your design. If it does make you stop and you read the caption and you're like, but this is not what I would stop to read, or I would not read this entire thing, then you need to shift and, alter and, tweak and alter whatever you're doing so that you can have the results that you're looking for. So the first thing, we're going to get people into our funnel with traffic. Then we're going to ask them for engagement. We're going to ask them for commenting, likes, saves, shares, follows, whatever it is. You're going to ask them for that. And then after that, you're going to take them to the next step. So every once in a while, you need to actually have a post or a story or a video that tells people what to do next. So after they consume this free content, what are they supposed to do? And because you're a business, you're going to need to know what's the next step. So logically speaking, you would not usually take a person from, if you're in the surface-based industry, you're not going to be able to take a person from seeing your content and then buying from you directly. Sometimes that happens, but that's like in rare cases. But most of the time, you're going to need to pass them through a couple more steps so that they can be ready to actually buy your product or service or offer. So what you're going to do here is you're going to take them to the next step. And this next step is usually a relationship building step. With this relationship building step, and I talk more about this in the mini course that's coming up, but what you're going to need to be focusing on is getting them in the direct messages or getting them on your email. And the reason why we're saying that is because you can segment your list and you can find out what they like, what they don't like, and how they're actually behaving with the emails that you're sending. And there's a lot of statistics there that you can actually base your decisions on. And with direct messages, it's really important because it's also a personal level, communication. And if you add in factors like sending a voice note, sending a video, doing these like extra special things for your audience, yes, it's time consuming, but on the long run, you're going to build a very memorable relationship with this person, and they're going to remember you when you actually do that. Now, because I don't know your account and I don't know your business, you're going to need to test it out. So you can test out once to get people to direct message you. You can test out, people sending you emails. You can test out people booking a call directly or booking your service directly. That way you can see and pay attention to what is working best for your business depending on your business and your industry. So then after you do the direct message and, take them to the next step, you need to get them to convert. And this is probably where most people get stuck. It's either going to be in the building connections or it's going to be in the conversion stage. And the reason why people get stuck in the building connections is because they think too much of it. If you were in a coffee shop and there was someone sitting next to you and they seemed lonely and you had the time, how would you open the conversation with this person? How would you talk more with this person? It doesn't really necessarily mean that if you open up a conversation with someone that this person is going to buy from you. You can't go into a conversation like that because you're going to come off sleazy and really salesy, and you need to pay attention to not doing that because that's a huge turn off for people on social media. So, and another thing is that a lot of people that are struggling with the connection side are usually the people that, have an introverted personality, that have that don't like to do the small chit chat and stuff like that. But there are different ways for you to do it. And you should be working with a social media coach that does it based on your personality, just like what I'm going to teach in my mini course and what I coach my clients on in the Create Social Ripples program. So either way, you're going to need to pay attention to building the connections. Then when it comes to conversion, a lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves. Like, I need this money. I need to make this X, Y, and Z. I hired a coach and I need to make this money back. I bought this service and I need to make this money back. And you put a lot of pressure on yourself, and then that conversion becomes this icky thing that you need to do. And then you just don't feel like doing it and you start procrastinating. And when you start procrastinating, the energy is just not there. So what actually happens with the conversion side is if you're doing the right things and attracting people into your social media accounts and then asking them to engage and then asking them to take the next step, the conversion side is super easy. It is the easiest part. That's why when I see people posting and commenting and sales is so hard, I know essentially where is the issue with that, because you're not doing the things that come before the sales. You're going directly for the sale. And it's going to feel really weird for you talking to someone for the first time and telling them, hey, listen, I'm a social media coach and I have this 8-week program. How about you sign up with me? You've never had a conversation with this person. Why would they buy from you, right? So you need to make sure that you are doing the steps before very well. And then when you make sure that is working properly, you get to the conversion stage. And when you get to the conversion stage, you need to talk about your offer. And you need to talk about your offer like a proud mama. So let me just tell you a story about how this plays out when you don't actually talk about your offer. So I've experienced this in real life. I currently am in the Middle East, and I've seen the Western side of the cultures and the Eastern side of the cultures in terms of how they talk about their children. And I've experienced the Western side and the Eastern side in the country that I'm living in. And I've seen people that come from a Western culture that don't really talk too much about their kids or the kids' accomplishments or any of that. And I've seen the culture where the Eastern side of the culture, so the Eastern family has, the parents are always talking about what their kids doing and what they're accomplishing and all these beautiful things that their kids are doing, and the way that they're talking. Look back to a time where you see a person talking about their kid and they're very proud. That's the Eastern side. And I'm not generalizing. There's probably people from the Eastern side that talk like the Western side and people from the Western side that talk like the Eastern side. But I'm just going to give you the general what I see in this, what I saw in this situation. So these were the two families, and this family didn't really talk much about their kids, and this family talked all the time with their kids, okay? What happened was the people that they were talking with here in the Eastern side would go ahead and tell their neighbors and tell the other people and tell the other people, okay? The Western side, the accomplishments remained sealed, or if someone knew, it was 1 or 2 families. Where do you think you want to be if your business is a family and your offer is the child? Do you want to be in the Eastern side or the Western side of the family? I think you would choose the Eastern side because you don't need to actually go out and talk to the 5,000 people, right? You talk about your offer once, and then other people start talking about your offer for you. Whereas in the Western side, you're just basically posting on social media, and there's absolutely no, posts about sales. And if there is, it's kind of like, hey, I have an offer. You want to buy it? No. We want to be shouting off the rooftops about the offer that we have. When I talk about Create Social Ripples, my 8-week social media coaching program, I literally light up. I love it. I love my offer because I know it does such good in people's lives, in people's businesses, and in people's relationships. Because I help people facilitate the social media side of the business to be able to save the time that they're working instead of posting all the time with no ultimate goal and like piecing pieces together and trying to figure it out on their own. I literally help people with that, and I give them more time. And more time with their family, more time with their friends, and more time to actually pick up a hobby, right? So like, you need to be shouting off the rooftop. That is how you get people to convert. If you right now go ahead and go onto Instagram and post a story, and that story is a quiz, let's say, and you tell people, hey, I want you to let me know, I want to see how well you know my business. And you tell people, hey, I want to know how well you know my business. The first story is like, what's the name of my business? People will reply. Like, is it that? Is it Socialize That? Or is it Rania? Which one is it? This is an easy one. This is just like so people can, start. The second story would be another question, which is, what do I sell? Do I sell social media service? Do I sell social media coaching? Do I sell A and B? None of the above. That way, you'll know where your audience is. If your audience, so for example, if this was for my stories, if my audience did not say social media coaching, that means my marketing message is not there for the sales slide. I'm not telling people, hey, this is my offer. I'm a coach. I coach people on this, and so on and so forth. And you can even take this a step further and be like, okay, so you answered this in this story. So you just answered, what do I sell? What is the name of my service? And then you put the names there. That shows you if you're talking about your offer properly. Now, how do you actually turn that into a sale? So you're telling people, this is my offer, this is my offer. But you need to actually ask them for the next step. So if your offer, let's say, is a coaching service, your next step is, hey, you want to get on a free value call? Book this call here. If you're selling a course, hey, I talk about this in my course XYZ. If you want to get informed that it's open again, go ahead and go to the link in my bio and sign up for the waitlist. If you're currently in launch, I'm in launch! Buy my offer! Right? So you tell people to go to the next step with taking the action to get the results that they're looking for. And it's really important here with the content that you're creating for converting, you need to really make sure that the content is actually resonating with your audience on a deep, deep, deep level. And you need to make sure that this content is actually the content that hits the pain points, hit the struggles that your current audience is struggling with, and they actually want to hear the solution, right? We don't want to be selling the features of the program. We don't care if it's an 8-week program. We don't care that there's X, Y, and Z sessions at the beginning. We care about, how will my life change after I buy this? How will my business transform after I buy this? And so on and so forth. So if you liked today's video, I recommend that you go in the description below. Click the link to sign up for the live mini course that's going to happen. It's a 3-day event. We're going to talk about the most important things that you need to be doing with your social media account to start making sales from it and monetize it. And really, it's going to be a live event. We're going to have so much fun. I love going live and I love being on video. So you're going to see that in the live videos that we're going to be doing. So go ahead and click the description box below. You can read all the details in that page and sign up there as well. And if you want, share it with your business friends, because the more the merrier. The more we can help each other, the better. So thank you so much for watching today's video. Please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon, like this video and share it with a friend, and comment below and tell me what did you think of this video. Bye guys.